It's difficult to envision that any organization delivering its first smartphone could generate the promotion that nothing has for the phone 1, yet publicity can be a situation with two sides. The stream of mystery surely fabricated energy and expectation, and the 100,000 plus individuals who joined to the shortlist to purchase the phone prove it changed over into deals. However, has it placed unthinkable tension on a gadget that is, at last, simply a phone? Maybe. However, it helps that nothing has nailed the phone part. The phone the first of may not be groundbreaking, or the extreme break from industry standards that pioneer Carl Pei would like you to think it is. However, this is a very much determined, reasonable phone that offers superb incentive for cash. In any case, from an organization that promised to upend the smartphone as far as we might be concerned, is being excellent enough. Design and build. One-of-a-kind glyph point of interaction lights. Hazy design. IP53 rating. We should begin with what is exceptional about the Nothing Phone 1. While this could seem to be a sufficiently customary phone from the front, beside a fastidiously even bezel, when you flip it around you see something somewhat unique. For one's purposes, there's the hazy design. Whether you select a white or dark variant, the phone is covered in glass yet under that has a complex and finished design expected to indicate the parts under. Notwithstanding the promise of straightforwardness, you can't see any chips or hardware here. Yet rather there's a focal circle denoting the phone's remote charging loop, a twisting strip for a connector, and noticeable screws that indicate the phone's development. When you move past the straightforwardness, the phone hits you once more with the glyph point of interaction. That is the name in vain's one-of-a-kind example of white drove strips that structure part of the back design. These are something beyond surface level. They can do basic stuff like glimmer in time with ringtones. And warnings, however, can likewise enlighten to show progress while charging the phone. And there's even a setting in the camera application to enact each light immediately as an improvised fill light. The remainder of the Phone 1 design is less abnormal, yet all at once no less amazing. Its made right sides owe a ton to the most recent iPhones. However, the utilization of aluminum to build the frame keeps the phone light enough regardless of the way that it's somewhat thick. There's additionally respectable solidness. Both the front and back of the phone are produced using Gorilla Glass 5, not the most grounded form accessible, yet at the same time scratch adequately safe. There's likewise an IP53 rating, promising some degree of residue and water opposition. Display and audio. 6, 55 and 120 Hz OLED display. Thick however balanced front bezel. Uproarious sound system speakers. The Nothing Phone 1 is outfitted with a 6, 55 inch screen, basically beat on normal for an Android phone concerning size. With 120 Hz OLED tech, it's a little better than expected concerning display quality. However, you can unquestionably track down correspondingly evaluated rivals with comparable screen. It's splendid and punchy, with alluring tones and HDR10 plus support. The 120 Hz refresh rate adds to the perfection of activities across the experience, however possibly leaps to maximum speed when required. You can likewise lock it to 60 Hz assuming you'd like to save battery. Taking a gander at the phone head-on, the dark bezel around the edges is somewhat thicker than you may be utilized to nowadays. However, the flip side is that Nothing has attempted to make it completely balanced, with a similar width on each side. It's an inconspicuous touch, yet one that addresses the obsessiveness of the phone's design. With respect to audio, there's no headphone jack. I'm apprehensive. It's remote or USB-C headphones as it were. However, the sound system speakers are fair. They're clearly and genuinely fresh. Phone speakers are phone speakers by the day's end. Yet these are positively better compared to most other mid-range phones. Specs and performance. Mid-range Snapdragon 778G plus chipset. Different RAM and storage choices. Restricted availability in the US. The Nothing Phone 1 is controlled by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 778G+, a mid-market chipset sent off in October last year. It's this chip more than anything more that offers the Phone 1 mid-range value, as it's both a level beneath the leader Snapdragon 8 series and furthermore going downhill. It's since been displaced by the Snapdragon 7 Gen 1. The main thing to hail is that the phone isn't ensured to function admirably in North America, where sign groups are very unique. Nothing cautions clients can anticipate flighty administration on T-Versatile, no voice over 4G on AT&T, and no assistance on Verizon by any means. In decency, the phone isn't marked down there in any case. However, it's something you'll have to be aware in the event that you're an American thinking about an import, or basically somebody who goes to the States frequently. Camera and video. 2 competent back cameras. Nice selfie shooter. Video recording drove. The camera is ostensibly the center spec that Nothing has pushed the uttermost, and in a way that is in conflict with many opponents. It's undeniably normal for phones at this cost to include 3 or even 4 cameras on the back, yet generally only one of them is truly sufficient to utilize. Conversely, Nothing has limited itself to 2 back camera focal points, one fundamental and one ultra-wide. nor are leader quality. However, they're both able thinking about the cost. However, there's certainly a drop-off around evening time. The fundamental focal point utilizes the 50MP Sony IMX766 sensor, which can be found in phones going from mid-range rivals like the OnePlus Nord 2T straight up to top-level leads like the Oppo Trackdown X5 Pro. It's splendid, punchy, and able to do a few truly appealing shots in most lighting conditions. There's even sufficient detail to hold up well when you punch into the 2x computerized zoom choice. Support for optical picture adjustment assists the principal camera with night handle low light all around okay, however far beneath lead norms. This is where software and camera calculations do something amazing. And as a juvenile organization, it's nothing unexpected. Nothing isn't rivaling the huge canines here. Light sources will in any case become smothered. And there's a non-abrasiveness to most night mode shots notwithstanding the OIS, yet the phone figures out how to select subtleties that would somehow be lost in murkiness. There's likewise the choice of utilizing the glyph interface fill light as a less forceful interpretation of a glimmer for close-up evening time shots. I found the outcomes somewhat unforgiving, yet it beats streak and is a perfect additional choice to have for pictures or food photographs in faintly lit cafes. Here is a similar shot taken with the customary camera, with night mode, and afterward with the glyph fill light in the standard mode and night mode. Software and updates. Nothing. Operating system is a straightforward Android 12 skin. Still a few bugs to resolve. 3 Android operating system updates promised. The phone 1 ships running Android 12 with the just named Nothing operating system on top. On the off chance that you evaluated the public beta of the phone's launcher a couple of months before discharge, then, at that point, you've proactively experienced the vast majority of what the organization's custom Android skin brings to the table. A couple of custom backdrops, moderate clock and climate gadgets, and a retro-styled audio recording application make up a large portion of what's happening. You can likewise make individual application symbols or envelopes bigger assuming that you need. And there are additionally implicit controls for the organization's Ear 1 headphones assuming that you own them as well. Battery and charging. Frustrating battery duration. No charger included. Remote and converse remote charging. The phone 1 is furnished with a 4500 mAh battery, which is one more of the highlights that is fundamentally normal. I suspect it's been inadequately enhanced, however, in light of the fact that battery duration is certainly suboptimal. This is just about an entire day phone. Yet I would have zero desire to drive it excessively far, and I've had it run out from the get-go me once, as consistently with phones. That will just deteriorate after some time as well. It's conceivable the restricted battery is down to the glyph lights, however I suspect not. The actual phone chalks up the vast majority of its power channel to the display, which is common. As far as concerns its, nothing says that in any event, shooting each light on full for 10 minutes, an outrageous use case, just consumes 0.5% of the battery limit, so the glyph influence is by all accounts immaterial.